got enough evidence to seize it. Evidence.
Evidence of what?
Hey, it's a security breach, buddy, okay? I'm not having you thrown in my car.
Whoa.
Welcome to Rate the Audits, the channel where misconduct is exposed, police interactions are analyzed, and accountability is always the goal. Today's episode comes from creator Coley Burks, so make sure to check out his channel through the link below and give him the recognition he deserves. In this case, Auditor Coley visits a police station in Southampton for a simple and completely lawful audit. But within moments, everything spirals out of control. A sergeant and two officers confront him, reacting with emotion instead of law, turning what should have been a calm exchange into one of the most chaotic detentions yet. And just when it seems it can't escalate further, another officer suddenly destroys Coley's camera without cause. Coley later pursues legal action against the department, and what follows reveals just how deeply flawed the policing system has become.
Okay, why are you filming people's cars when they're coming out of there then? Because they're personal cars, aren't they?
Yeah, because they're in public.
Well, they're not in public at the moment.
Who are you?
I'm a police officer.
All right.
You want to see my ID?
Yeah, I would really expect you to show it to me.
There you go. Detective Sergeant Jamie Wiseman.
DS, yeah.
Okay.
And any detective work to be getting on with, or?
Well, no, I'm due to be
more
going
worried
out
about. All right, then go home then.
No, I'm more worried about you filming people's private cars. Police officers get a bit jumpy about that.
Why?
Why? Because people
hide
don't like us.
Okay,
Some
well, I'm not.
against police officers.
Well,
and you're filming our personal cars when we come out.
But I don't.
That makes me very jumpy.
Why are you? What are you jumpy about?
When my personal details going out on social media or something like that.
Like you're just assuming that it's going to go on social media. Do you know any of this? Like you're just assuming.
No, I'm asking you.
Because this is what I'm choosing to do with my time today.
Yeah, but why are you doing that? Did you say you're not interested in people's private
No,
plate?
I'm not.
You're recording when they come out of there.
What can I do with someone's private plate? Only yourselves in the DVLA could pull that info.
I've got no idea.
Okay, well rest assured, I'm not interested.
It makes me feel very uncomfortable.
The sergeant steps out already on edge, and that's where the problem begins. Rather than evaluating the situation based on facts, he's reacting to imagined threats, letting fear dictate his approach. He accuses Coley of filming private number plates as if that's sensitive information, when in truth vehicle plates are public by design. The moment the sergeant admits, "I don't know, but it makes me uncomfortable," he reveals the mindset that derails these encounters. It's policing based on emotion rather than evidence, and certainly not on law. Coley didn't create the tension. The sergeant did by confusing personal unease with professional responsibility.
Filming other police stations at all?
Is it your business?
Yeah, it is. I'm asking you now, yeah. Because if you're going around filming all the police stations, that makes me feel very uneasy.
Right.
And
so what are you trying to do?
To investigate that.
Okay, what do you want to investigate?
Why you are filming Hampshire police stations? Is my conversation not clear? Are you not clear on what I'm saying?
This is a camera, mate. I've given you assurances that I'm not here for any trouble.
Have I explained that? Have you not registered that?
I don't even think you are on edge. There's three of you. I've got a camera, like you guys are armed, like why would you be on edge? Should I not be the one that's on edge?
Just when we're coming out in personal vehicles.
Yeah, but what can I possibly do with your personal vehicle?
You tell me.
Then you should maybe consider taking the bus to work or something. I don't really understand.
So why should myself and my colleagues or our way of getting to work?
Because you're so concerned about security arrangements and whatnot. So if it's such a security risk.
I'll tell you why, because police officers get attacked on and off duty.
Right.
That's what makes me nervous.
Okay.
And they do that because people share our private information and track us down to where we live with our families. That makes me nervous.
That's when things take a comical turn. The officer admits he feels nervous, and the excuses start piling up. When Coley calmly suggests, "If you're that worried, take the bus," the officer actually responds, "Why should me and my colleagues have to go out of our way to get to work?" It's absurd. He's the one claiming there's a security issue, not Coley. You can't park your personal car in a public area, wear an official uniform, and then complain about being seen. That's not a security threat, it's hypocrisy. Then the sergeant chimes in with another weak justification, saying officers face danger because people share their private details online. But that's not what's happening here, and they know it. Coley isn't revealing personal addresses or sensitive information. He's filming, lawfully from a public space.
So has there been any cases of someone filming private plates and then going on to attack police officers? Well, if you don't have any idea, then you can't be making those assumptions. Like.
Oh, I can.
Well, no, you just said I have no idea. Like you're a detective, mate.
I work in this industry, in the security industry, and I know police officers have been followed home. I know police officers' vehicles have been targeted.
Okay, well, I'm telling you
that
I'm not interested in harming any police
Yeah, but I
officer.
don't know that, do I?
All right, well then what are we gonna? All right, how are we gonna proceed then?
Well, I'd like you to go if possible.
So is that gonna like? What does that achieve? Like, I'm not gonna go.
Well, it makes me feel better. I don't understand why you want to put me on this edge.
You haven't given a good reason for doing it.
I don't need a reason though. What I'm doing is lawful.
I'm not saying it's not lawful.
Okay, so why would I need a reason?
It's just like my colleague is explaining it.
Do I have to account for my actions in a public place doing something legal? You can find it strange. It's not illegal if it's strange. Like,
Is there anything you need to report to us today?
No.
Is that the reason why you're here?
no,
No? Why are you here then?
to film
Why to film?
because this is
you
what I
achieve
want to do.
filming?
The sergeant isn't even trying to hide the fact that he's operating purely on emotion. When Coley calmly asks, "How should we move forward then?" The sergeant replies, "I'd like you to leave if possible." And when Coley reasonably asks, "What would that accomplish?" the sergeant's answer is shocking. "It would make me feel better." That's not law enforcement. That's emotion enforcement. What makes it worse is how every statement centers on him. It makes me uncomfortable, it puts me on edge, it would make me feel better. Since when is the public responsible for managing an officer's personal comfort? It's completely backwards. The police are there to serve the public, not to expect the public to serve their feelings.
It may be other members of the public that see you doing this, and obviously police officers and police staff coming out of there, be on edge. Why is he filming me? Okay.
Because we're in public. You guys have got cameras everywhere. Like, you're filming.
And there's
Like,
CCTV all the way around.
of
the
course
city,
there is.
isn't
Exactly. So I don't know why we've got such a
And obviously today
front
we've got
about
another one.
Do you not think
filming.
that the police station could be a security risk?
Is it not a secure building? Like,
That wasn't my question. Do you concede that people may want to target a police station?
no.
You don't concede
Because it's not. I don't think it's a valuable target. I don't know what sort of people you're referring to. I don't think it's a valuable target for a terrorist. Has a police station ever been attacked
that? Yeah, I believe
by a
that they
terrorist?
have.
Has they?
Yeah,
Which
police
one?
stations have been attacked quite regularly.
I don't think they have.
Okay.
Name a few.
Well, name one then.
Can't tell you.
So you can't name them, but you're saying that it's happening. Well, which one then?
I can tell you, but I won't.
What?
I can tell you, but I won't.
You can tell me, but you won't.
Yeah.
All right, that's a bit odd. I don't know why.
You're not giving a reason for being here.
When Coley questions the supposed security threat and asks whether a police station has ever actually been attacked, the sergeant confidently replies, "Yes, quite regularly." That's simply untrue. There have been a few isolated cases, mostly decades ago or connected to the Northern Ireland conflict, but nothing that justifies using the word regularly. In fact, official UK terror data shows that attacks on police facilities are exceedingly rare. Modern threats tend to focus on crowded public areas, transportation systems, and major events, not random police stations. Then to make matters worse, another officer chimes in with, "I could tell you, but I won't." It's a childish, evasive response, more like playground banter than professional conduct. That smug defensiveness says it all. They weren't interested in a genuine discussion, only in asserting control and winning the exchange.
This was like a genuine security risk, and this genuinely posed a threat. I wouldn't be irresponsible and come and do this. Believe me. And if this was behaviour that I knew that terrorists engaged in,
But it is.
I would have
They
no,
film targets. They
what,
definitely-
overtly
Well, they might
with
do.
this little crappy little
How do I know
gimbal.
you're not a terrorist? How do I know that? How do I know that?
You don't know that, but you have to go
Exactly
based
right.
on what you do know. There needs to be an objective
Yeah, so
basis.
What I do know is I've got a man who's not willing to give his details stood in front of me who's filming police stations.
Okay,
So that's what I do know. That's the facts.
okay.
Is it not?
So me filming does not implicate me as any sort of like prospective terrorist
But it
or otherwise.
raises my suspicion.
Well, you can be suspicious all you want. Like, it's not a crime. You suspecting me of doing something is not a crime. You need to have some sort of reasonable suspicion or objective basis to suspect me as a terrorist.
No, well, at the moment, I think you are filming a police station
Yeah.
with no reason to do that. You are refusing to give your details. I have no idea where that information's going, and I know you have filmed other Hampshire police stations.
This exchange perfectly illustrates how far the sergeant's reasoning has unraveled. When Coley points out, "If I knew this was considered terrorist behavior, I wouldn't have done it," the sergeant responds, "How do I know you're not a terrorist?" That's absurd. Policing isn't about guessing who someone might be. Coley's reply is spot on. Officers must rely on what they do know. Section 43 of the Terrorism Act requires specific factual grounds, not assumptions, fear, or imagination. Yet the sergeant keeps pressing, accusing Coley of filming for no reason and refusing to give details, as though that alone justifies suspicion. But filming in public is perfectly lawful, and choosing not to explain yourself isn't a crime. He's manufacturing a problem that doesn't exist. It's policing driven entirely by emotion, dressed up as counter-terrorism, and it lays bare just how weak his training really is.
Do we have a power search? Section 44? 43, is it? I think we could do that. I think we could do that.
Sure you want to do that? I don't think you got grounds for a section 43 search.
Well, I'm telling you, I think I do, okay? So...
No, it's not about thinking, it's objective, it's not an opinion, is it?
Okay, look.
The legislation's black and white, it's not I think.
You can have this conversation with the solicitor afterwards and they can come after me at a later date. That's absolutely fine, okay? That's your right.
So you're going to abuse my rights now, yeah?
Okay, no, I'm not. I'm going to use our powers. So what I'm saying, I find your behaviour very suspicious. You are filming not just this police station in Hampshire, but other police stations in Hampshire. You can give me no legal,
listen to what you're saying, Hampshire.
no legal reason why you are doing that, other than because you want to.
Yeah, I don't need a reason.
So we can't even verify who you are or what you are doing it for. Therefore,
I'm not obliged to
I
give
consider
details.
that to be quite a big terrorist risk. Okay, so you are now detained for this search.
This moment perfectly captures what happens when authority is used in place of understanding. When Coley points out, "I don't think you have grounds," the sergeant replies, "I think I do." That short line reveals a major problem. He's relying on personal belief rather than legal justification. Section 43 isn't about what an officer feels might be suspicious. It requires clear, objective reasoning that any reasonable person could recognize. Coley's response, that it's not about opinions but about facts, is absolutely right. The sergeant's words make it clear he doesn't grasp the seriousness of what he's doing. Detaining someone under terrorism powers is one of the most significant actions an officer can take. It demands evidence, clarity, and precision, not instinct or guesswork.
So these officers are going to search you now in order to see if there is anything that needs to raise that suspicion even further.
What items are who's conducting the search firstly?
These two are going to conduct the search.
Well, you've just launched with it. So what are these officers going to be searching for?
Anything related to terrorism.
Such as what? That's a bit abstract, isn't it? Any sort of specific items?
Not at the moment.
So you're searching for my ID?
Well, no, and anything related to terrorism. So if all of a sudden we find ID and that says actually this bloke's okay, there's nothing to worry about.
I am okay. I've told you I'm okay.
Yeah, I know you've told me, but I don't know that. Or it might say he's on a terrorist watch list, and then we've got something to worry about, haven't we? So
you're not going to find my info,
okay,
though.
That's fine, but they're going to search you for that purpose.
This power doesn't. I don't have to provide my information in this power.
No, I'm not asking to provide anything.
But you just said you're hoping to find ID, this and that, like.
Yeah, if they find it, we'll look at it.
You know, you can be sued in a civil court.
That's absolutely fine. You can go down that route. I haven't got a problem with that.
You sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
All right.
This scene is a textbook example of how not to exercise police powers. When Coley asks what they're searching for, the sergeant replies, "Anything related to terrorism." That answer says everything about his grasp of the law, or lack of it. The phrase itself has no legal meaning. Under Section 43, officers must have clear, reasonable suspicion that a person is carrying items connected to terrorism, not just a vague notion of something suspicious. The instant an officer can't even specify what they're looking for, the search ceases to be lawful. And when Coley calmly points out that the power doesn't authorize officers to demand identification, the sergeant simply shrugs and says, "That's fine," even after being warned about potential legal action. He knows he's outside the boundaries of the law, but he's relying on the badge to shield him from accountability.
So the outcome of the search was negative, so why am I still detained? If you've completed the search...
At the moment we're trying to identify who you are.
I know, but you've just detained me for the purposes of a search, not to find out my identity. So now, as I'm further detained, this is becoming more and more unlawful, because now you're detaining me to find out my name. Like, that wasn't the object of the search, was it? You've done the search, it's come back negative. I know, but you're the one that's launched with the power, so I feel like you're the one...
The officer said you were trying to find out your identity.
Yeah, but that wasn't the purpose of the search. Okay, Section 43 doesn't require me to give my details.
Is that what you're saying? Do you want to go?
Yes.
Go on, then.
Can I get a copy of the search slip, please?
Yeah, you've been arrested before.
Don't worry, in due time, you'll find out everything you need to know.
Okay, I'll wait in due time and then I'll know who you are, won't I?
Oh, well, I can go.
Is he recording cars as they're coming out there?
Yeah, it is.
Let's take his phone off him and let's seize it. Evidence.
Evidence of what?
Hey, it's a
Evidence of
security
what?
breach, buddy, okay? I'm not having you thrown in my car.
Whoa.
The video concludes with a shocking twist. As Coley calmly waits to receive his search form, an off-duty officer suddenly storms over, shouting, "Security breach!" Before snatching his camera and switching it off, Coley later provides an update, walking viewers through the development step by step. He begins by filing an official complaint detailing everything that happened outside Southampton Police Station and his frustration over the way he was treated. Shortly afterward, a sergeant emailed him, asking him to return to the station to collect his phone, something his audience had already been made aware of. The next step was a subject access request to obtain the body-worn footage from the officers involved. Coley was initially told that his request would be processed, but soon after, he received a letter from the Public Rights Access Team refusing disclosure under Section 45(4)(e) of the Data Protection Act, a clause meant to protect the rights and freedoms of others. That justification made little sense, considering the footage was recorded in a public setting where privacy cannot reasonably be expected. Coley challenged the refusal, drafting a letter to contest their reasoning. On November 18th, he received confirmation that his appeal had been passed to the Public Access Manager, with a promised response by December 16th. Yet, by December 20th, no further correspondence had arrived. It appeared that Hampshire Constabulary were actively withholding information, not to protect anyone's rights, but to protect themselves. Their lack of transparency raises serious concerns. The refusal to release footage filmed openly in public suggests an attempt to conceal wrongdoing rather than uphold legal standards. Coley's persistence in following due process, using lawful tools provided by legislation, only highlights the force's evasive behavior. If this case were to go to court, it would likely be an open and shut matter. The detention, based on shaky terrorism grounds and emotional reasoning rather than facts, could easily be deemed unlawful. Compensation for false detention and rights violations could range from $2,000 to $6,000, or even more if the court concluded that the evidence was deliberately withheld. The legal system does not look kindly on police forces that misuse their powers and then attempt to hide it. As of now, there haven't been any further updates from Coley. That's because he's currently serving time for an unrelated offense, a reminder that accountability and justice often move at very different speeds. That wraps up today's video. If you found this breakdown informative, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps me continue covering stories like this independently. Also, make sure to check out Coley Burks' channel. It's linked in the description below. Show him some support. Thanks for watching. This is Rate the Audit, and I'll see you in the next one.